Hello, everyone, and welcome to Race 2 of the first round of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series playoffs. Tonight, we are at the Tricky Triangle at Pocono Raceway in Pocono, Pennsylvania. I'm Ryan Harp, or Darth Kylo, and with me tonight is Sal Zavala, who drives the 43 in the Cup Series. Sal, how are you doing tonight?
I'm very good. Excited to join you tonight and hope for a great race.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the same thing. But now, we're at Pocono. It's the Tricky Triangle. There's three corners, each with different banking, and three straightaways, each with a different length. So, how big of a challenge is it going to be for these guys tonight, especially our playoff contenders?
It's going to be extremely difficult. I mean, like you said, all three corners are different, all three straightaways are different. Um, each corner, I mean, I was hearing some of the guys practice a little bit earlier, and a lot of them were having trouble, especially in the tunnel turn, to get their car to do the exact same thing twice in a row. So, if that's the case tonight, it could make for a very exciting time.
Yeah, and one guy, one of those drivers that we're going to be keeping our eye on tonight is the four car of Tegan Jones. He is comfortable or comfortably in the lead on points because Michael Fox advanced his way to the next round last week by winning at the Indy Road Course. But Tegan Jones, he is searching for history tonight because he has 99 wins and he has a very good chance to get his 100th overall CFRO win at arguably his best track, which is Pocono. So, how are you liking his chances?
I I don't care what track we're at. If there's one thing I've learned, it's to never count him out. But Pocono, for whatever reason, fits right into his wheelhouse, and I think expecting him to win is an understatement. I mean, I expect him to just walk away with it, honestly.
Of course, now the other big storyline in terms of our playoff guys is that I apparently miscounted the drivers that ended up missing in the Indy Road Course last week. I said it was just one, which was the 41 of David Wessel, but there was a second, and that was Jarrett Haw in the 88. So both Wessel and Haw both missed the Indy Road Course last week, and now they are both below the cut line. Wessel 35 points below, and Haw 37 points below. So they are basically in a must-win situation, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. Maybe not a must win because I mean I do believe they can outrun a couple of the guys in front of them. But they definitely need to do their best in order to position themselves in the right spot for next week.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, but I think with as many points down they are, and with how competitive everybody has been, especially last week, I definitely think that they have to win one of the next two races in order to advance into the Gordon round of the playoffs, which is round two. But of course, Pocono is going to be challenging for them because I would say they run pretty decently at Pocono, but they're obviously, I would say, not the absolute strongest. But they'll take like anything that they can get at this point.
Oh, for sure.
And they did just wrap up qualifying a couple minutes ago, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup. If I can bring up the qualifying results, there we go. All right, so on the pole is the 10 of Kamal Wright with a 53.463, which I believe actually ties the track record, which was set by Tegan Jones. So two of the Stewart Haas cars sharing the track record for Pocono, and starting right next to him is Cameron Morris in the number 2. Row 2, we have Spencer Boyce in the 7 with one of his best qualifying efforts this season, and Jared Haw, one of the two guys who missed the Indy Road Course last week, looking to make a splash in these playoffs early. Row 3, we have the 24 of James Iconelli, your de facto 2024 Rookie of the Year, considering that he was the only rookie contender, and Ryan Parsons, who is, I would say he's pretty safe above that cut line. Row 4, we have Kevin Hall and last week's winner, Michael Fox. He doesn't have to worry about points tonight or next week at Talladega since he already won the Indy Road Course, so he's clear on to the next round. Row 5, we have Joshua Harris in the 12, who was in the booth last week, and Michael Whitman. He's the second seed in the playoffs. In row 6, we have Tegan Jones looking to get his 100th win tonight, and JC Tirado in the RCR number 8. Row 7, we have David Wessel, the other driver who missed the Indy Road Course race last week, and Anthony Peters, who is apparently no longer running the one of the front row cars. Instead, he's running one of the Wood Brothers cars, specifically the NASCAR Heat Pro League scheme. And rounding out the field is Matt Connors in the 43 and Bradley Domer Jr. in the 48. So very interesting qualifying results. I would say, what sticks out to you mostly?
That front row is definitely interesting, especially with Morris and the 2 there playing spoiler. I mean, that's the fun part of this. Yeah, you got that championship, but you still got these guys trying to at least get a win before the season ends.
Yeah, but I would say the most surprising, uh, like, or sorry, I should say, eye-opening fact about the starting lineup is Bradley Domer Jr. in last, qualifying 16th, because he's normally on the front row or let alone on the pole position. So starting that far back is like, I would say, very uncharacteristic of him. Even though I don't think he was in the qualifying lobby that I was looking at on Michael Fox's stream. So he either qualified by himself and was able to send in a time, or he's just not racing tonight. But he is. But they added him to the qualifying results anyway. But still, very shocking to see the 48 machine starting dead last.
It's shocking, but I mean, I think it'll make very fun to see him kind of go up through the field, especially if he has a fast car. I don't believe he was in qualifying, so I think he's racing. He just wasn't able to make it on time for quali.
Yes.
Um, yeah, because I don't think he'd run that time there.
Well, it says right here is 55,002, so I don't think he would run that time either. But another another aspect of that result I want to see or talk about is Tegan Jones starting 11th. Now, of course, we've seen this a few times before this season that I don't think it matters where Tegan Jones qualifies. He's going to be really fast in terms of race pace. So, starting 11th, it may seem like a daunting task for him, and it pretty much is. But given that, he's always fast when it comes to race pace, I would expect him to seriously get up there to the front in very little time.
Yeah, him and Michael, I think they're rather it's on especially this season, whether it's on speed or some kind of strategy that they pull out of nowhere, they'll find their way back up on the into the front. Although I wouldn't be surprised if it's on speed.
Yeah, and Michael Whitman starting one position ahead of Tegan Jones in 10th. So, of course, he's I would say he's your guy that you've been rooting for all season. So, what do you think about his chances to defend his championship from last season?
Uh, they're good. I mean, he's last season, he was able to knock off wins when he needed to, and was able to. get that championship at Vegas. But this season, I mean, this guy's on a whole different level right now. He kind of taken the fight more to Tegan this year. So I mean, I have them right now as the two maybe locks to make it into that Final Four and be competing.
Yeah, he definitely has taken the fight to arguably the greatest CFRL driver of all time in Tegan Jones. And those 6 wins that he got this season definitely proved that he is definitely championship worthy. I mean, he does have a championship, so he's not championship worthy. He is a champion, so we don't. So yeah, but he's definitely worthy of going back to back. But there's still plenty of time left. These playoffs just started, so we're just gonna have to wait and see what he does there. And I believe they are getting the lobby set up, and Whitman has went live over on his channel. So I think, yeah, of course, he's sent us the invite. So we all we have to do now is just sit and wait for a little bit, about less than a minute according to the stream, and hopefully we'll be able to get the race in without any problems at all in terms of them having to restart the lobby, which I felt like we've had to do that a lot more often this season, don't you think?
Oh, for sure, man. That's so annoying. Oh, man. There's nothing like waiting 20 minutes to finally get going on a race that takes like an hour and a half, 2 hours almost.
Yeah, and especially since you're broadcasting and you run out of topics to talk about for pre-race. So you're just like sitting there awkwardly, or in my case, I would just turn on my Bluetooth speaker, turn up the volume on the stream a little bit, and let you listen to the pre-race chat from the guys themselves. And I believe they are in the race now, so we'll go ahead and join in. And while we're waiting for that, I did just get the pre-race notes. So the pace speed will be 70 miles per hour. The stage will be the end of lap 17 and the beginning of lap 18. And of course, you got to call out when you're pitting, which is, very important at a big track like this, even though these guys do tend to spread out a little bit, or quite a lot, I should say. And then just as important as calling out when you're going in, got to call out when you're coming out of the pits as well. Now you can merge onto that racing groove coming off of pit road because the straightaway is so long and it's so wide. But you do have to be careful of somebody coming up behind you. So the pits are closed with 2 laps to go once the leader crosses the line. And, of course, Spencer would have loved to hear this at New Hampshire in the midweek race. Wall popping, quote, is allowed to some extent. And a bit of an extra note from Kevin Hall here is that Gleyber Torres needs to be freaking traded from the New York Yankees and never return to Yankee Stadium ever again.
That's gotta be something Mike yelled out after.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, as a bit of a Yankees fan myself, I kind of agree with him.
Like we are restarting.
Yeah, we are restarting. Well, at least we get to see a little bit of the Demolition Derby. Speaking of Demolition Derbies, if I would like to throw in a little bit of a shameless plug. Earlier this week, THQ Nordic had their showcase, which is sort of like their kinda E3, but not really, even though, E3 is dead. And they announced that Wreckfest is getting a sequel.
Huh.
Yeah, Wreckfest 2.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, I like Wreckfest. Or as like one of the that knockoff Firestone billboard in the game called it Freck West. So they're about 30 seconds until they get in the race, and yeah, we did see as we were going through the field before we had the restart. Bradley Domer Jr. is racing, so yeah, you're right. He did not make it in time for qualifying, but he is in the race.
That's good to hear. I was really worried about his time.
Yeah, but he does have quite a bit of work to do, starting in 16th. And we will go ahead and join in the lobby. Hopefully we can get it going.
Oh, forgot how to join lobbies for a second.
Lobbies when you're broadcasting as opposed to joining lobbies when you're actually racing. All right, fingers crossed. Yeah. Well, both of the mics just died. And it was Whitman that was hosting the lobby, so now that he's had 2 attempts to do so and both of them ended in utter failure, they're probably going to let somebody else, probably Tegan, host the lobby.
He's gonna rig it so he can win.
Well, I mean, even though he is considered to be like the best driver in CFRL history, he does still have to play by the rules, though. Well, I think Mike is still making the lobby, though. Yeah, he's getting all those settings in. Yeah, now he's he's getting it all set up. And we should expect his invite any minute, as well as invites from the other guys, the other admins. And there it is.
I feel good about this one.
We have about 30 seconds until the race for them starts and we can join in. All right, let's get going.
Okay. It's been so long since I've done this. I just sat in the lobby for a couple seconds waiting for it to start.
All right, third time's the charm. I mean, everything looks good so far.
I knew I had a good feeling about this one.
So it's a Ford lockout in the front row, and it's a Chevy lockout in the second row. So a bit of a interesting scenario there. Or they're all doubled up. We're getting ready to go. They're coming into the tunnel turn, and one thing about the tunnel turn, at least in terms of this game, is that you can actually run on the apron in the tunnel turn to get yourself a bit more speed.
Yeah, but they gotta know how to use it, cause run it too hard, you run that risk of getting tight, sending you up the track on the exit.
All right, and as they're coming off of turn 3, coming down the long front straightaway, and as the wall says, what turn 4? Well, that's because there is no turn 4 because it's a triangle, not a square or an oval. So Kamal Ride on pole, Cameron Morris in second. Race 2 of the playoffs is underway at Pocono. Now go get 'em, boys!
That's a really good start.
I'm trying out my new shifter, and let me tell you, we'll go back to my controller next race.
All right. Matt, you like that restart I had? I had to get off the gas, but
Yeah, that was good. Oh shit! Sorry, contact.
see what happened to you. Oh, I'll let you know later. Yep.
Oh, I want to go through there so bad. Yeah, I'm about to wreck.
Got front end damage. We were clogging it up at the exit tunnel turn.
Might have you on the long run, to be honest.
Oh, God, I didn't mean to cut you off. Oh, yeah.
Do y'all, none of you fuckers know how to use a mirror?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
JB.
You didn't even touch me, Spence.
I know, it's trying to give you room.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
What is going on?
Oh, my
I
God.
just got ass tagged.
So did I.
Who got ass tagged?
Every lie.
Everybody just wanted some of the grab a little bit. Yeah. My own self.
Oh, gosh. James, you really freaking hit the brakes, didn't you, bro?
I was gonna go to the inside, and I just shot out of nowhere. So I kind of had to go up, so I didn't wreck us both.
No, you're good.
I hate the fact that I couldn't fucking qualify here.
For what it was worth, it was going to say.
Fair enough.
Ooh, Ryan, go! 4 wide to the lead.
4 wide.
Whoa! Please be 4 wide.
Go, Ryan, go.
What's
So
up,
free
Ty?
wide. Trying to make this quick. Wes. Trying to make it quick.
Wasn't trying to make that 3 wide there, James. Sorry.
I love losing my track position because of stuff out of my control.
Oh my god. Is they lagging or you just lose?
Oh my god, they have to break a nil rally.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Harris. What a hell of a save.
My god. I don't know how I got by that.
So a very wild start already. We've seen, Paul and Iconelli get together and almost wreck, and this last lap entering turn one, they were 4 wide for the lead, and Ryan Parsons took full advantage of that, and we got Kevin Hall around, and Bradley's involved, and we got a huge wreck coming off of turn one. Pretty much everybody in the back involved, and that will be a caution.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so as I was saying, we saw a 4 wide for the lead going into turn one, and Ryan Parsons was able to take full advantage of it.
That was an absolutely insane move on his teammate for the lead on lap 3.
And the caution is out. Ryan Parsons. How about that? And we also heard that the 9 of Michael Whitman got some front bumper damage due to a stack up in the tunnel turn. So I'm guessing he's glad that the caution came out so that way he can come into the pits and repair that damage.
And someone who was making up ground there, that 4 car of Tegan Jones already up into the top 5.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I said earlier. It doesn't matter where Tegan Jones qualifies. He's going to be fast on race pace, and he's gained 6 spots in 4 laps. And of course, pit road will be open this time.
Surely no one stays out, right?
Oh, I think everybody's going to be coming in. And Spencer Boyce is up to second. Looks like he has a pretty fast car early.
You give him a fast car and good track position, he'll definitely make this interesting.
Not only that, but his controllers will thank him. So now that everybody is on pit road, we'll see who has the first pit stall. That way it'll be easy for us to tell who wins the race off of pit road. So place your bets now. Who gets the first pit stall? I mean, we're not at Vegas, but it looks like it'll be the 24 James Iconelli that has the first pit stall. And it will be. That was a bit of an odd overhead camera angle for that. And Ryan Parsons will win the race off of pit road, so he will hang on to the lead. We got one car still on pit road. That is the 12 of Joshua Harris. He must have gotten quite a bit of damage from that wreck that brought out the caution. And it looked like the 37 of Kevin Hall just lost it in turn one. He originally got into Bradley, but it just ping-ponged him up the track, and it just blocked it for everyone else.
Yeah, from my view, it looked like he just got too much of the apron there in turn one, which, I mean, it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, you can use the apron in the tunnel turn, even though it's difficult, but you definitely can't use it in turn 1. And speaking of the corners, each of Pocono's 3 corners is based on a different racetrack. Turn 1 is based on Trenton, Turn 2 is based on Indianapolis, and Turn 3 is based on the Milwaukee Mile. So great variety of tracks being represented here at Pocono. Well, and have been representing Pocono since the track opened. So we got Ryan Parsons taking the high line. Looks like it's the preferred way around, at least on the restart. As they hit the Geico restart zone, we are back underway at Pocono. And Parsons got a great jump. And we saw Spencer Boyce there put a couple wheels on that apron. And we already saw, or Kevin Hall saw, that it wouldn't end well. And he's side by side with Tegan Jones for third. And how about that 4-car making a power move? So it's a Stewart Haas 1, 2, 3. Parsons still leading. They come off a 3. It looks like there's going to be 9 laps to go in the stage.
Jones looks like he's trying to set up his teammate here, the 10.
He might actually end up setting up both teammates in one go. You never know. You never know. Looks like something happened to David Wessel. It looked like he hit the wall coming off of turn 1 and is dropping a couple of positions as Bradley with a major checkup in the tunnel turn. So we got 3 Stewart Haas cars leading. And we got the other just outside the top 10 or just barely in the top 10. And it looks like Kamal Wright's trying to take the lead back from Ryan Parsons, and it looks like he will do it. And now Tegan Jones is making the move for second. So in 10 laps, Tegan Jones has gained 9 spots from his starting position. But he's not done there. He's not done yet. He's looking for more. He wants the lead. Now, of course, we already saw a very good battle between these two at Richmond before Kamal Wright's internet gave up on him. Oh, Kamal Wright taking a little bit of a higher line off of turn 1. Jones right on that back bumper. He hasn't made the move yet. But I believe you that he will make the move before the stage is over. Oh, and as I say that, he's ducking down low beneath Kamal Wright for the lead. And he clears him. So put Tegan Jones out front with 6 laps to go in stage 1.
He was inevitable.
They're going to be coming to 5 laps to go in the stage. And the top 5 has completely broken away from the rest of the field. We got one car in the grass off of 3. And that is the 8 of JC Toronto. And I believe the 21 of Anthony Peterson might have also been involved in that as well. But now it's looking like the top 4 are breaking away. As Michael Fox is starting to lose his touch with the front 4. There's 4 more laps in the stage. And it looks like we got a battle for 3rd starting to brew with the 14 and the 7. Spencer Boyce right on that back bumper. He's making the move on the high line. Yeah, Spencer right on that the rear bumper of the 14 of Ryan Parsons. And of course, as the things end where they are now, both Kamal Wright and Spencer Boyce, who were below the cut line before the start of the playoffs last week, are going to have like even greater points days tonight than they did at the Indy Road Course. We have 3 laps to go. They'll be coming to 2 laps to go, so that means when Tegan Jones crosses the line, the pits will be closed. And Kamal Wright, he still has Tegan Jones in his sight, so he might try to take the lead back before we end the stage here. So we got a battle for the lead and a battle for 3rd between the top 4.
Trying to time that run right. If he can get the right draft entering one of these corners, he has an amazing shot at taking the stage win.
Yeah, he might try to make that move coming off of turn 3 because that's how Tegan Jones was able to get the lead.
He did get a better run there into turn 3.
Yeah, Tegan Jones trying to break the draft as we hit the last lap of the stage. He'll still come away with some good points if he can hang on to his spot, but of course he wants more than just 9 points. He wants 10. He wants that full 10. He wants that stage win. Like, he may still be a little too far back.
I think he just got a little tight there.
Yeah, he's a little too far back. And off of turn 3, it will be Tegan Jones taking the stage win. Kamal Wright 2nd. Ryan Parsons 3rd. Spencer Boyce 4th. Michael Whitman 5th, or Michael Fox 5th. Michael Whitman 6th. David Wessel 7th. Joshua Harris 8th. Bradley Domer Jr. 9th. And James Iaconelli in 10th.
I think S'mores finished 7th, didn't he?
I'm actually not seeing him on screen. Or, actually, yeah, I think you're right. So Tegan Jones with the stage win. Kamal Wright 2nd. Ryan Parsons 3rd. Spencer Boyce 4th. Michael Fox 5th. Michael Whitman 6th. Cameron Morris 7th. Cameron Morris is 7th, but there might be a bit of a disagreement between Jared Haw and Kevin Hall. But, so Jared Haw 8th, David Wessel 9th, and Joshua Harris 10th. So I believe that is the correct finishing order.
I wonder what happened there between the 37 and the 88.
Well, something definitely happened, or else Hall wouldn't have done that. Obviously wouldn't have sent the message that he sent. So the pit road is open, and it looks like everybody's going to file on in. And I'm sure these guys are going to be making a few more adjustments.
Especially if they want to beat that 4 car.
And it looks like he's going to be tougher to beat by the minute. And Kamal Wright wins the race off of pit road.
Great pit stop for that 10 team.
So they're getting ready to double up here, and it looks like Kamal Wright will take the inside for the restart. So an interesting decision. Yeah, then everybody's doubled up, and so we're going to be going green this time. As there will be 51 laps to go when we take the green flag. There's still going to be plenty of time for these guys to make some moves, especially the ones that are toward the back.
It's going to be a lot of fun. The strategies are going to start to come into play. You'll start seeing a lot of comers and goers. I think we're in for a treat today in the second half.
Well, we're not quite at the halfway mark yet. We are about 15 laps away from that now, but we're coming off of turn 3. We're going to start the final stage, and it's time for a tricky triangle. Crank it up.
I know we're in the playoffs. What? Dang it.
The
Major did do that. He got that pretty good.
Are we? What a shitty
Just like
fucking
Indianapolis.
No, I mean, everybody kind of went, but Spencer timed it pretty good.
Inside lane
on me.
didn't fucking go.
I just spun it.
Alright, well, that's dry.
Oh, I saw that happening. Somebody, Matt.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, my. Yeah, somebody got mad. Man, really screwed up James.
That was my bad. We went 43, I think.
224 more than me.
Shit.
Fuck, how are you all right back here, dude?
I got shuffled out.
Sorry, Mike. I had nowhere to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I ran out of space too.
Well, I didn't know where to go because I didn't know what road
We're
was going.
3 wide between Harris and 8 and 42.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. I fucking hit the back of Ryan. Now I'm going up the racetrack.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. Contact. 42 and 8. Bouncing off each other. Harris is pissed. I'm scared.
I'm tight. I'm. Oh my god.
Of course, I'm fucking
That I think is fucking
damn.
Car was terrible.
Okay, Ryan.
I got detours.
All right, so the caution is out once again. And Tegan Jones with an amazing restart to retake the lead. And I believe it was having something to do with the 37, the 42, and the 12 all getting together and causing another stack up.
Yeah, it looked like the 12 got tight, went straight into the wall, and then that just came back and collected everyone else involved.
And it was on from there. So the caution is out for an on-track accident for the second time tonight. And we've already seen a lot of shuffling and stack-ups on the restart, especially in the mid-pack, as Whitman was complaining about somebody not going.
The whole inside line felt like it didn't get moving.
Well, Kamal Wright ended up spinning his tires, or he just timed it wrong. All right, so the pits are open once again. Of course, they did just come down pit road, but we'll see if there's going to be any takers. Yeah, it looks like everybody's coming in once again. I think the 24, James Iaconelli, was involved in that incident as well. He's all the way in the back. And Kamal Wright wins the race off of pit road, and JC Tirado gets second, and Anthony Peters third. And even Spencer Boyce beats Tegan Jones off of pit road. So I'm guessing these guys either took 2 tires of fuel and or either no tires and fuel.
That's definitely a decision.
Yeah, especially for the 8 of JC Tirado, who's been hanging out in the back pretty much all race long so far, as is the 21 of Anthony Peters. And so now Kamal Wright gets a second chance on this restart. And because of that strategy, that means Tegan Jones is has dropped down to 5th. Of course, he had to work his way through traffic earlier in the run. It looks like he's going to have to do it again here. Thankfully, not as many cars to pass, though. All right. Come on, right on the inside. JT Toronto on the outside. Green flag is out. We are back underway in Pocono once again. And a much better restart for the 10.
Oh my goodness. I thought the
Anthony Peters shot up the track. And Tegan Jones already up to second.
Three wide to go into the tunnel turn. Never mind, they sorted that out pretty quickly.
But there's still a couple guys trying to go through the double turn, double wide. And already Tegan Jones, he's already going to take the lead. Yeah, and he clears Kamal right off of 3. From 5th to 1st in 1 lap.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, he is. And Spencer Boyce making a diving move on Anthony Peters. I believe that is for 6th on track. Oh, contact between the 21 and the 7. And that stacked up a few of the guys behind him. A contact between the 21 and the 88. Oh, we got even more cars going off the track. Parsons in the wall. Iaconelli in the wall. Well, I mean, nobody spun out, but I think the caution might come out once again. Yeah, the caution is out again. So our third caution for an accident here tonight. And it's kind of uncharacteristic for these guys to be bringing out caution after caution after caution, because they can usually run a whole race without any cautions at all, apart from the stage caution.
I think tempers are starting to flare. That's what's happening. People are starting to get frustrated, running more aggressively, making more aggressive moves. Cautions breed cautions.
Yeah, they're racing like it's the last lap, but we haven't even reached the halfway mark yet. And I think it only took like 2 laps from the time we restarted for the caution to come out. And of course, if Tegan Jones wins tonight, not only will this be his 100th CFRL win, but it will guarantee him a spot in the Gordon round. So the pit road's open, and everybody's gonna file in once again. Yeah, if I were JC Toronto or Anthony Peters, 4 tires and fuel.
Oh yeah,
that's what I would take.
And it kind of helped out for anyone else who maybe thought they could get away with that. It did not work. They shuffled back after turn 1.
Yeah, especially the 21 of Anthony Peters, who made a bit of an aggressive move in turn 1. I believe he had 2 wheels on the apron.
I did not think anyone in the top 3 was going to make it out of there.
Oh, and JC Toronto was the first one off of pit road. But I believe he's going to be dropping to the back because he knows he's slow. Yeah, he's just letting everybody by.
Yeah. Heads up move by him, I mean.
So that means Tegan Jones will re-inherit the lead because of that. Yeah, somebody get on the phone with NASCAR officials to tell them, like, yeah, this is how you do it. Yeah, because if you saw the finish of the Brickyard 400, then you definitely know that their officiating was definitely not up to snuff. Because they allowed another Monza Madness win. Yeah, that N-word spitting mofo. So it's all Stuart Haas on the front row. Yeah, but look at who's running in fourth. David Wessel. So he might try to get himself a good finishing position here.
Someone who needs it. And he's got another person who needs it.
Yeah, but of course he's
right behind him.
Of course he still has to win. Both of them still have to win. As the green flag's out once again, and we are back underway at Pocono. An amazing start from Tegan Jones. And it looks like the inside line didn't get going once again. Oh, Wessel got a run off of turn one. And he's going to have Jared Hall right behind him. And they're side by side in the tunnel turn. Tegan Jones will have the preferred line. Yeah, and he will hold on to the lead.
Wow.
Look at everybody second on back. Like 2 wide, 3 wide into turn 3. And that's just going to allow Tegan Jones to pull away from all that. Then they're 3 wide for 4th.
They need to get this settled before that 4 car gets out any farther.
Oh, they're beating and banging there. And look at Kevin Hall. He caused the first caution of the race. He's up to 2nd.
The 7 car drove it in a little deeper than usual. Got the 2 up and out of the groove and into the wall.
And then Cameron Morris got the worst of it. And it looks like they might have, or at least a few of the front guys have all settled down now. Yeah, but there's still some mid-pack guys running side by side with each other, including Spencer Boyce and Joshua Harris. Yeah, but look at Kamal Wright diving underneath his teammate David Wessel to try to take 3rd back. Oh, we got Boyce in the wall.
They gotta get this settled, and they gotta get it settled quick, because this is just allowing that 4 car to get smaller and smaller in front of them.
Oh, looks like Kevin Hall hit the wall.
Into the wall.
A couple guys got in the wall. Look, David Wessel all the way down on the inside wall. And he has lost a ton of spots from that. But now here comes Jared Hall. He's running in 4th. Trying to make something happen as we got a battle for 2nd with Kamal Wright taking over. Oh, but he entered the corner awkwardly. Now they're 3 wide for 2nd.
What a move by Jarrett.
And it looks like Jared Hall will have the preferred lane going into the tunnel turn. And he's got his teammate, Michael Whitman, right behind him. So, yeah, he's definitely going to give him a push. course, Jared Haw, along with David Wessel, missing the opening race of the playoffs at the Indy Road Course. So they're pretty much in a must-win situation. Yeah, and Tegan Jones has checked out from the rest of the field at this point. Like, completely checked out. Yeah, especially now that the battle for second has become, I believe, a 6 or 7 car battle for second. Or maybe it's an 8 car battle for second.
You could throw a blanket on these guys.
And at this point, the only way that you're able to catch Tegan Jones is through pit stops, and hopefully that 4-car speed's coming onto pit road. Gets himself a penalty.
Went a little too high.
And that might allow Michael Whitman to take advantage. Yeah, and he will. And Jared Hall will lose a couple spots. So now he's down to 4th. And now Michael Whitman's leading that pack from second on back to try to chase Tegan Jones down. And of course, I did say the only way to catch Tegan Jones at this point is through pit stops, and we've definitely seen a couple times this season that Michael Whitman knows a bit of a thing or two when it comes to pit strategy, especially later on in the races.
Yeah, it's been one of his strongest suits this season, I'd say, which is kind of ironic considering last year it was probably one of the things he dreaded the most, green flag pit stop.
Yeah, but now Kamal Wright has taken over second place away from Michael Whitman, and the 88's now on his back bumper. Now, of course, we are at a big track, and draft does play a key factor, but with the amount of off-throttle time that you have around here, we got another huge wreck in the tunnel turn. You got Cameron Morris involved, the 37 to Kevin Hall, the 7 to Spencer Boyce, and so the caution's going to come out once again. So this will be number 4 for an incident on track. Yeah, and that's another way to catch Tegan Jones. Just hope for cautions. And with that, I believe we have officially crossed the halfway mark. So we now have 35 laps to go. And the Michael Whitman of last season is saying, yeah, definitely keep throwing these cautions because I don't like green flag pit stops. Well, of course, Michael Whitman this season would beg to differ. Well, I believe it was caused by another stack up a little bit further in the back. So we got Stewart Haas in the top two, and Hendrick in third and fourth. And look at Bradley Domer Jr. He's also been one of the guys that's been hanging out in the back, but now he's moved himself up into a decent position in sixth.
He slowly but surely made his way up there.
Yeah, and everybody is coming in. So let's take a look at James Iaconelli. See who wins the race off of pit road. A bit of a scruff, a bit of a scuffle coming off of pit road, but it looks like Tegan Jones will hang on to the lead. They're going to be taking the green flag with 33 laps to go. There's still plenty of time to make something happen, but you're definitely starting to run out of it.
Oh, for sure.
So we got Stewart Haas on the front row, and Hendrick in row 2, with Bradley Domer Jr. in 6th and James Iaconelli in 8th. As we're getting ready for another restart. And Tegan Jones has taken the high side. That's been the preferred lane to restart in. And off of 3, they hit the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. We're back underway at Pocono. And another great restart from the 4.
That inside lane just hasn't been able to get moving when Tegan's on the top lane like that.
And now look at Michael Whitman. He's up to 2nd. And Bradley's up to 3rd. And look at Joshua Harris making a move on the high side. Oh, Michael Whitman trying to get a run off the tunnel turn. He's on his quarter panel. But Jones has the better line.
It's a race now.
Yeah, so the 3 winningest drivers of the 2024 season are running 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Tegan Jones with 10 wins, Michael Whitman with 6, and Bradley Domer Jr. with 5. So 21 wins across all 3 of them. That's 7 wins per driver, which is a pretty insane stat. As we got one car back into the wall, and that it looks like the 8 of JC Torado. A 1-car incident, so we stay green. And it looks like Tegan's starting to pull away again just a little bit.
It's like they close in a little in turn 1, but Tegan's just able to put together the perfect 2 and 3 almost every single lap.
Yeah, and turn 1 is a very hard corner to enter after that very long front straightaway. Now it looks like Bradley's starting to lose a little bit of touch, but Whitman took a higher line into turn 3. Tegan Jones diving down low to try to break the draft.
I'm gonna go again. They close the gap a little, Whitman in the 9, but here is where Tegan really starts pulling away.
But he hasn't got as good a run this time, though. And Whitman's starting to close in again. He's there. And whatever he did in the tunnel turn, that last lap, I'm sure he would definitely want to try to do that again.
For sure, he was able to close in. This is the closest anyone's really been to Tegan, except for Kamal earlier in the first stage.
Yeah, but here comes the tunnel turn. That has been one of Tegan Jones' strongest parts of the track. And I'd say they were about even.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it increased or got smaller there. Here in turn 3.
Yeah, in turn 3, Whitman again took a bit of a higher line entering turn 3, and that's caused Jones to pull away a little bit once again. Because we now have 28 laps to go. I think these guys do have to make, I believe, 1 or 2 more stops before this thing is all said and done. Yeah, it looked like Tegan Jones got a better run off the tunnel turn that time. And Jones again diving down low to break the toe.
Mike ever so slightly had a better turn 1 there. Was able to hug that yellow line a bit better.
Yeah, but meanwhile in this second pack, with everyone third on back, it is Kamal Wright leading that train. It looks like we have this three-way battle for, I believe, that is 7th on track between the 14, the 7, and the 37. It looks like that has settled down for now, and it's and now Tegan Jones is really starting to pull away. And Whitman got into the grass a little bit to at least try to make his line through the tunnel turn even a little bit shorter. But of course, since it's grass, it definitely slows you down and you risk spinning out.
It's allowed Kamal to get into the fight here for second, and I wouldn't count him out. I feel like he's pretty even with this 4-car of Tegan Jones, and I mean, both out of the same organization, so no surprise there.
Yeah, Kamal is there on that back bumper of the 9. He might try to make the move going into the tunnel turn. He's close enough to do it. But he plays it safe. Yeah, now Tegan Jones is really starting to check out. And it looks like they might be coming up on some lap traffic in a little bit as the 8 of JC Torado was off the pace. Yeah, and at this point, it basically is a race for second as Kamal Wright got a great run off the tunnel turn. He has really closed in on the 9 of Michael Whitman.
Able to get enough drafting on the front stretch, you could see a move being pulled in turn 1.
Oh, it's the 37 of Kevin Hall got way loose coming off of 3. But he gets back in line, though. And we're looking at JC Torado. And Tegan Jones is starting to get quite a bit bigger in his rearview mirror.
Mike got into the wall there coming out of the tunnel turn.
Yeah, Michael Whitman in the wall, and that's going to allow Kamal Wright to take second away. They got the 21 car in the grass as well. And now Tegan Jones is coming up to the 8 in a pretty awkward spot. That's a tunnel turn. Yep, and Torado gets out of the way. We now have 21 laps to go.
Tell you what, I wouldn't count this 10 and 9 out. I mean, they're not... I like what they're playing here, because they're being able to work together.
And they both caught the 8 in an awkward spot as they're going into the tunnel turn, but yeah, no harm, no foul there. Oh, Whitman got into the wall. Or at least, he got quite a bit sideways coming off at the tunnel turn. And he got quite a bit low on the track. And it hasn't really affected his speed too much. as he's still right on the rear end of Kamal Wright. And meanwhile, the rest of the battles are for third on back, as we got a bit of a Hendrick battle between the 88 and the 48. Spencer Boyce gets into the wall.
Trying out the wall popping theory.
I mean, I think it only works in the corners and not on the straights. Yeah, but here comes Bradley, making the move for fourth.
Should be expecting pit stops here within the next 4 laps or so.
Yeah, and I just saw the fuel remaining flash on Whitman's stream. They have about 4 laps of fuel left. So yeah, they are probably going to have to make 2 more stops. Yeah, but the question is, when are we going to start seeing these guys come down? As of course we know, a few of them are on different strategies.
Oh, huge stack up here. 8's involved.
We got JC Tirado. It looks like he hit the wall and just almost hit the barrels on pit road. But it looks like we do stay green. And the 43 Matt Connors is the first one in. I believe he had ducked on the pit road to avoid JC Tirado's mishap coming off a 3. I'm sure he didn't want to come down pit road that soon, but he kind of had to avoid the 8. That would have been another caution otherwise. And we got the 9 of Michael Whitman in.
41, the 2 also pitting this time. Out already.
37 and Kevin Hall is also in. So Michael Whitman trying to undercut Tegan Jones and Kamal Wright.
Here comes Tegan Jones.
Yep, the top 2 are coming in. Tegan Jones and Kamal Wright. As is the 7 of Spencer Boyce, it looks like. Yep, it is. So Bradley Domer Jr. has the lead for the moment. Now, of course, he'll lose it on the pit stops, but he might lose it on track to the 14 of Ryan Parsons here.
Is the undercut gonna work?
Nope, he'll just miss it by a little bit. So Tegan Jones will hang on to the provisional lead when the pits cycle out. And the rest of the field has since come down pit road. And it looks like Tegan Jones has retaken the lead. Yes, he has. So with 25 laps to go, it is Tegan Jones, your leader. Kamal Wright in second. Michael Whitman in third. And then Bradley Domer Jr. leads this train for fourth. Oh, Ryan Parsons into the wall. And Jared Hall makes the move for fourth. And Spencer Boyce got to run contact between the 48 and the 7. Spencer Boyce in the wall. Bradley Domer Jr. way up on the track. They're 3 wide for fifth. Oh my goodness. There's definitely going to be an exchange between the 48 and the 7 after the race. Well, obviously a verbal exchange. You can't really drive the cars when you cross the finish line to end the race. But Parsons got a great run off the tunnel turn. So this is pretty much where all the action is on track at the moment.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun if that 7 can get back up to the 48.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be a bit of a retaliation between those two. And all this is a battle for the final spot in the top 5. Oh, looks like Bradley got into the wall. So put Kevin Hall up to 5th, but Parsons with a great run going into turn 3. But don't look now. Only one car separates the 48 from the 7. And that is the 12 of Joshua Harris. But it looked like Hall got into the wall. He still holds on to 5th for the moment. It looked like Spencer got a good run off the tunnel turn.
Yeah, that was a super great run off of the tunnel turn for him.
Harris with the higher line in 3. It looked like he got a great run off of 3, but Bradley keeps him in check. And Harris, again, on the back bumper of the 48. And this is a battle for 8. Bradley in the wall. Just a slight little bit. As Tegan Jones has just crossed the line with 10 laps to go. Now this battle for 5th. Ryan Parsons is starting to clear But here comes James Iaconelli, side by side with Kevin Hall for 6th. And he clears him.
Spencer got a bit of the grass there in the tunnel turn, made him lose a ton of ground to Bradley and Harris there.
Yeah, but if those 5 guys can continue battling that the way they've been doing the entirety of this stint, yeah, Spencer will definitely get back up there. So I can tell you, he definitely wants another shot at Bradley. Yeah, but he's still falling a little too far behind. But he might have gained a little bit of time, though. As we now have 8 laps to go. And Tegan Jones still has a very big lead over 2nd place Kamal Wright. Seven laps to go.
They should be good on fuel, right?
I believe so. Well, I haven't really seen that fuel status screen pop up on Whitman's stream, so I guess they should be good on fuel. Oh, Kevin Hall spins around in the tunnel turn. And it looked like Cameron Morris and David Wessel were also involved. Will this be a caution? Yeah, it looks like... No, I think they're still green. No, I think the caution's actually out. Oh, man. This just got interesting. So, with 6 laps to go, 1 lap before the cutoff for cautions, and there's a caution. So, yeah, this definitely will be the last caution of the race, and this will also be the last restart of the race. And they're gonna take the green flag with 4 laps to go.
This is gonna be an all-out brawl. You know, people are gonna make some questionable decisions here.
And Tegan Jones is in a really good spot because he's out front. If he can hold his lead coming off of pit road, which I believe everybody will be coming onto pit road, so that way everybody will be even. He takes the high side. It's pretty much game over.
We saw 2 tires not work earlier. I mean, these guys gotta have that in the back of their mind. Especially with that long of a run, 2 tires is essentially taking no tires.
Of course, JC Torado taking the wave around. And we shall see who wins the race off of pit road. And it looks like it will be Whitman moving up to second.
That is huge for that 19.
Yeah, but more importantly, Tegan Jones, he's still the leader. But it looks like he's going to be taking the inside lane for the restart. So a very interesting decision from the driver of that 4 car. Especially seeing how the inside line hasn't really worked all that well. And so we have hit 5 laps to go, so no more cautions after this. This will be the final restart of the race.
I don't know how I feel about that lane choice by Tegan. The inside just hasn't been able to get going, but whatever line Tegan's been in has been able to get going, so who knows? You got Stuart Haas versus Hendrick Motorsports there on the inside and outside.
Yeah, and both Tegan Jones and Michael Whitman have teammates behind them.
2-row deep of teammates.
Actually,
Ryan back there.
Yeah, 3 rows deep. Because you got Jones and Whitman, and you got Wright and Haw, and then you have Parsons and Iconelli. So, 3 Stuart Haas cars down low, and 3 Hendrick cars up high. This is definitely going to be an even fight for the restart.
Can he hang on, or will we be dethroned? Will he have to wait another week?
Coming off of turn 3, getting ready for the final restart of tonight's race. Tegan Jones down low, Michael Whitman up high. They hit the Geico restart zone, green flag's out, 4 laps to go, and Tegan Jones with a great restart.
Exactly what he needed in this moment. And now what adjustments did the 10 car make? Can he hang with him now?
Now they're starting to get a little battly with each other. That's going to allow Tegan to pull away. It's crazy to think that late in the race, everybody's battling, but they have not wrecked each other yet. And we've definitely seen that from quite a few restarts tonight. 3 laps to go. And Tegan Jones with the restart of his life. And now the 200 cars are battling for second. Now move Jared Haas to second, but there might be a switcheroo. Yeah, Tegan Jones is pretty much gone at this point. Two laps to go. Now, for those of you watching, and we've been talking about, Tegan Jones getting his 100th win. Now, keep this in mind. This will not be his 100th Cup Series win. This will be his 100th overall win in the CFRL, including all of our lower tier series, which also include our now defunct truck and Xfinity Series, which have since merged into midweek. And that is another series that he has definitely won races in. And as they're coming off a 3, Tegan Jones is 2 miles from home. White flag is out. Final lap at Pocono. And if there was ever a place, and if there was any doubt that Tegan Jones would get his 100th win in the CFRL, he picked a good place to do it at his best track.
Oh, the 8 and the 7 contact.
Coming off the tunnel turn for the final time. Tegan Jones in turn 3.
I'm still here. Tegan is going to do it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do an audio for it now. The century mark has been reached. Tegan Jones gets win number 100.
Congratulations, Tegan.
Great job. Fucking try to pass
That
on
is
the
a nice
front straight, man.
crossover
Damn.
here.
Great job, Tegan.
Yeah. I tried to slow up in front of you,
Yeah.
but you got the run.
Yeah.
Congrats on 100, Tegan. Great work.
Thanks, Ron.
Well, the reason I'm not laughing about Spencer's reaction is because I want to see what freaking happened.
my head. How about that?
Again, I think that's a suspension. I'm just saying that right now. That should be a suspension. That's just my opinion. Can't be saying that shit right there. That's way too dark. Like, come on, man. You're a grown up there. Like, this is not even a joke. No better.
Well, okay.
Okay, world peace. And
At least you didn't raise that. Well, we're looking strongly at world peace. I can end the war in 30 minutes.
You're a loss I can add in 30 minutes.
Dude.
Let's see.
Stop. You're actually pissing me off with this, bro. Because you're mad, you want to talk. Because I was so close to crashing out. That was this.
30 minutes? What is he doing?
By the way, JV,
Put my car on? That's a long time.
By the way, JV, I lied.
Oh my god.
So, okay, Spencer lag right there. Going to, before we're going on.
Well, that was definitely something.
That was interesting.
Yeah, Tegan Jones gets the fastest lap with a 53.1. So, let's go ahead and get your race winner for his 100th CFRL win. And that is the 4 of Tegan Jones. I don't think there was ever really any doubt that he would get his 100th win at pretty much his best track.
I mean, it was inevitable. The stars just happened to align perfectly for this.
And after we get done with the interviews here, I think I'll probably go back and see what everybody was talking about in terms of Spencer and his suspension.
You missed it. It was 2 laps. Last 2 laps is when it all went down. Well, no, about 3.
Yeah, and there he is, Tegan Jones. You have finally reached the CFRL century mark with your 100th overall win. How does that feel?
It was pretty good. I about had that took away from me about 3 or 4 times during that race. I'm not going to lie. I was really on edge every time we heard fucking hooting and hollering back there in the pack. So this field made me earn it tonight. There's really high levels of aggression about 5th on back. The top 5 were kind of okay with where they're running, and it just seemed like everybody else was making mistakes, which was forcing people into wrecks because everybody, I guess, was so close. So I really had to earn this one. I'm not gonna lie, I would have been absolutely livid if I had gotten fucked out of this win. All it would have took was a bad pit stop. That's all it would have took. And yeah, if I'd have been interviewed, it would not have been a good interview.
Yeah, we've been watching the action here, and surprisingly, it actually lagged me out before you crossed the line. So I don't think even the game wanted me to see you get the win. But was there any doubt at all that you would get your 100th win at arguably your best track?
I mean, I was good with short run, mid run, and long run setup. It's just like I said, it was going to come down to the yellows. You know, we literally came to a yellow with 6 to go, so it was going to take something like that to take it away. Or a late restart to where everybody was going to be able to keep in my draft. Like I said, draft has really gotten potent this year. Everybody's realized that you have to ride in line to be able to go for the win, and I got a pretty good restart, like all night actually. Really good one on that last one, and kept everybody else behind me side by side through one, and that let me get away and able to run my line and kind of break the drive when needed.
Yeah, well, with this win, you're locked into the Gordon round, so you don't have to worry about Talladega at all. But will that change how you approach Talladega, though?
Well, technically, I was locked in along with Mike and Bradley once the race started tonight, so I didn't even need the win. But yeah, now there's 4 of us locked in. 4 of us, or 4 of them, that's going for the other spots. I've got a feeling that 2 of them are kind of locked in with just starting next week, and I think that might be my 2 teammates actually. So it's going to be a Hendrick versus Stuart Haas battle next week, of course, like always when we go plate racing. Each team has a driver that needs to win to make the next round. So it's going to be probably just as intense next week than it was this week. I think there's going to be maybe a lot of hurt feelings and pissed off drivers and bruised egos.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that there. But Sal, you have anything for Tegan?
Wins 200.
I don't think we're gonna make it that far. I don't think we're gonna make it that far. I mean, I would love to see it. That probably, let's see, I'm 2019. I'm 5 years in. That'd be 10 years worth, and I've slowed down on the winning percentage, so I don't see that happening within the next 5 years. So it would be, great to see the league go that long with the same people in it, and week in, week out, and some new faces, but. I don't know we're going to make it that long. Games will probably get shittier, or they'll probably get way too good for our talent level in the league. So, I don't know. Maybe 150. Maybe that's what I can push for. Maybe I can get it next year. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring back the Truck Series and Xfinity Series as standalone series, and I'll just run triple duty. Fuck it.
So not only are we counting wins by Kyle Busch numbers, we're going to be counting events by Kyle Busch numbers. But
yeah.
but Tegan Jones, you have crossed the century mark. I didn't see it because the Heat 5 servers are on their last legs and they lagged me out. So
did Sal get it?
Yeah, I believe Sal got it. Yeah.
Okay, so what we'll do is, Sal, save your clip like right now. Go back far enough to cover it and clip it, and I can probably get on YouTube later. This probably maybe tomorrow when I get home, and we'll maybe see if we can't piece some stuff together to make it look good.
Hopefully it'll work out. But again, Heat 5 servers, last legs. I really I can't wait for the one from iRacing if this is what we're going to be dealing with. But yes, congratulations on historic 100th win for you, and we will see you next week at Talladega, the place.
Thanks, and I got to shout out to a few people here. I got to shout out to Kamal. He was pretty fast, kept me honest. Mike did on the short run. JB had something there at that last restart, and I pretty much know when we get short runs like that, JB is kind of in the same boat with me. We kind of know how to make some short-term adjustments to make it work. It's just a little bit better. He had to go through the field a little bit to even get the second to make a run at me. So I got a shout out to those guys. Like I said, they kind of kept me honest, and it was good working with Ron and Kamal to get them stage points early in their race too. So shout out to those fellers.
But very nice shout outs from you, but we will see you next week at Talladega.
All right, thanks guys.
Congrats.
Thanks, Salbear.
All right, now let's get your runner-up finisher, Jared Haw, in here. If I can find, there it is. Yeah, and like Tegan just said, he had something on the last restart, but he was just a little too far back to do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, he really had an up and down day. I feel like because he was there towards the beginning of the race, but stuff happened.
Yeah, there he is, your runner-up finisher, Jared Haw. I mean, after missing the Indy Road Course last week, you kind of had to make something happen, and you did there toward the end of the race, but you were just a little too far back to challenge for Tegan.
Yeah, I lost all my track position pretty early, had some incidents with some guys, but had a really, really fast car, just could not catch Tegan. Tegan had something special. Even on that last run, I know that him and I are pretty good at setting up the cars for those short little stints, but I just couldn't keep up. Yeah, overall was an all right race. Wish I would have got more stage points, but yeah, I really needed a win there. I don't think I'll end up winning next week, but I guess we'll just try and move on, and we'll see what goes happen.
Yeah, and you'd had pretty much an up and down day all night, but were there like any adjustments that you made that was able to get you up to second late in the going?
Yeah, definitely. Just with those shorter runs, most of the time you want to try and be a little bit looser. I mean, what's funny is I tried to loosen it and I ended up making myself tighter. I don't know how, but just the whole race, I was good for the first couple laps, a little tight, but as the runs would progress, I'd just get looser and looser, and it was just trying to balance that act of not getting too loose, but you still need the speed from being loose, and just this track is really, really tricky. Haven't quite figured it out on this game yet, but hopefully next year we'll get it figured out.
So Sal, you have anything for him?
What exactly was the game plan? I mean, obviously you knew what spot you were in. To try and keep up with the 4 and the 10 there. What do you think? What more you needed there to kind of maybe position yourself better in the race?
Well, obviously track position would have been a little bit nicer, but biggest thing, and I had Mike and Kamal behind me, and I actually made a tiny bit of inroads on Tegan. It was like 2/10, and then we ended up shuffling around the order, and we never really ended up gaining anything back on them, and then just caution after caution. But when we had the long runs, I didn't have enough speed, and then the short runs, my car was more adjusted for the long run, so I just did not have the speed then either. So it was just, all in all, just needed more speed out of the car, and I did not have that speed.
Yeah, but it was still a very solid day for you, though. But congratulations on your second place finish, and we'll see you next week at Talladega.
Alrighty, thanks, guys.
All right, so now let's bring in Michael Whitman, who finished on the bottom step of the podium. I would say if Jared Haw had an up and down day tonight, Michael Whitman definitely had an up and down day tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he really did. He was either in the first three or middle of the pack. It was really hard for him tonight.
And there he is, Michael Whitman, your third place finisher. Well, we just had your teammate Jared Haw in here, and we talked about, how he had an up and down day pretty much all race long. But I would say you definitely took the cake when it came to up and down performances.
Yeah, just not kind of a. Honestly, it was kind of a chill night for me. I was a little frustrated because I was just stuck in traffic a while, and I had some really unfortunate stuff in terms of restart lines for about 3 or 4 restarts in a row there. That kind of, I'd get up to a spot and then I'd lose it back on the restart because the line in front of me wouldn't go. And I was probably the fourth best car anyway, so to get third, I'm happy with. Really just, Tegan absolutely deserves it. 100 wins is a really, really impressive feat. Nobody's really even close to him. I think he's got more cup wins alone than anybody else has total league wins. So that's pretty crazy in itself. So big shout out to him for that and this huge milestone. And really just towards the end there when I knew I didn't have something for him, JB got a run on me. So let him by. He needed the point, and maybe he had a chance to go catch him. Tegan ran away after that, but I don't think anybody's going to catch him. But just hoping that we can get JB in next week.
Yeah, we've definitely heard your frustration on the restarts whenever I let the race chat audio go on. But yeah, that was definitely the biggest catalyst for a lot of these guys tonight, don't you think?
The restarts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just tough because I think the disparity in speed was pretty large throughout the field. And so, and it's very easy to mess up these corners. And when they're very momentum based. So when one person messes it up, you really can't stop. You're kind of at the mercy of the people around you. So on those restarts when it was super bunched up like that, that's why you had a lot of the tempers that we saw tonight. Which is because it's such bunched up racing. It's such a narrow, the track's wide in theory, but the actual racing space is quite narrow. So I think a lot of the restarts bunching guys up and getting so close, and the starting order in general is kind of wonky. Like you had a lot of guys that run towards the front, kind of start in the back. So it was kind of just a jumbled order the whole time, and that really brought some interesting vibes on the restarts for sure.
Well, of course, you next week is the place, Talladega. You're
right.
pretty much locked into the Gordon round on points. So does that change your game plan going into that?
Not really. I locked myself in by starting tonight, I believe. So I just wanted to get a good finish. I didn't see myself winning. If circumstances went my way, I could have, but Tegan was just awesome. And in terms of Talladega, my goal, since I knew JB was missing the first race and I knew that I'd be in a good point spot, would just be to help him win next week. I'm hopeful that we can get him a win. We really executed well at Daytona. Talladega's a different beast, though, and you're going to have the SHR guys going for Wessel, trying to win with him. And JB's going to be our horse for that race, so it'll really just be a battle of who can come out on top, and hopefully it's the 88 car next week.
All right, Sal, do you got anything for him?
I do not.
Oh, you don't want to talk to me?
No. You answered my question there. So.
Did I? What was your question?
It was just gonna be what exactly comes down to what the plan's gonna come down to next week.
Yeah, and in terms of that, it's fluid because you never know how those races play out, right? So you kind of have to just be able to move on the fly. Like you have to be able to kind of call audibles during races like that, because you might lose a couple teammates in terms of speeding or some sort of issue. So it's really races like that. I don't think it's stressed enough. You have to execute pit entry. That is the most important part of the race. So if we do that well, and we can get the position up towards the front, hopefully we can hitch the 88 at the front of our wagon and push him till the sun don't shine.
Well, it should be fun to watch, but congratulations on your third place finish, and we'll see you next week at Talladega.
Absolutely, my friends. Thank you.
All right, now let's get the fourth place finisher, Kamal Wright. Whereas he was our pole sitter, and he stayed up front pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, he had a really great race. I mean, from qualifying to being able to basically be one of the few people that could actually keep with Tegan there.
Yeah, he definitely had a shot. It was just that Tegan Jones was just a little bit too fast for him. And of course, he did get shuffled back and all of the craziness there. And there he is, Kamal Wright, with a very solid fourth place Pocono. Well, you started on pole, you led a few laps in the early stages of the race, and from there you pretty much stayed out front the whole time. So, yeah, how does it feel getting yourself some good points and distancing yourself even further from that cut line?
Feels pretty good. I feel pretty comfortable going to Talladega. I can put on a show at Talladega now with all the points I got.
Yeah, and you were one of the guys that was able to keep Tegan Jones on his toes for pretty much the entire time. But do you think that you could have had something for him late in the going?
There was one interesting run before the last pit stop. There was one interesting run where the gap was like 1.7, and like before we pitted, I closed it down to a second. So like I was chasing him down, and then after we made the pit stop, we ran a few more laps on the green, and he just pulled. So I don't know. He did something else to his car that made it just took off. So I don't know if he made it faster for like the shorter run or what, but he was cooking. That's all I got to say.
All right, so next week we conclude the Johnson round at Talladega. You won there back in the spring, so are we going to be seeing something similar to that next week?
Hopefully. I mean, we got to see what happens that day because anything could happen. So.
All right, so Sal, you got anything for him?
I do not.
All right, well, congratulations on your fourth place finish, Kamal Wright, and we'll see you next week at Talladega.
All right, see you there.
All right, we got one more guy to talk to, and that is the 14, Ryan Parsons. Another very solid day for him, as he was in the lead for a little bit of the early stages in that 4-wide move going into turn one there early on.
Yeah.
And there he is, Ryan Parsons, with a very good 5th place. You were out front pretty much the whole entire race, and even got to lead a little bit of it. So, yeah, tell us about how you were able to pull a top 5 off.
God, I don't know how I was able to pull it off after being pushed back after a couple restarts. It's a race that I needed to have a good finish in, and thank God it happened. Good stage and good finish. So I'll take it as I'll take it as it is.
Yeah, how about that 4 wide move for the lead on, I believe, lap 3 going into turn 1? Like, do you think you were able to not pull that off though?
I had a huge run, and I was gonna stay behind. Then I saw the most outside open up, and I was like, I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take it," and got lucky. I know I annoyed the 10 there, because that was a pretty ballsy move at lap 3.
Yeah, very ballsy move indeed. But yeah, next week we have Talladega. Like, you're the defending race winner because you won there in the fall in a very wild fashion. Are we gonna see something similar next week out of you?
The outside's probably going to get going. You know, obviously Hendrick and Stuart Haas are going to focus on their 2 main guys that need to move on, because me and the 10 should be solid enough to clinch in pretty much as the race starts. So really it's for everybody to focus on who's out. So I expect the 88 to be leading the Hendrick group, and we'll see what the Fords do from there.
All right, Sal, got anything for him?
So what cost you there? Because, like we were mentioning earlier, I mean, you were putting on a hell of a show there in the first 3 laps. Then it just kind of seemed like you maybe lost track position. Is that what happened? Did you get
I
caught up
lost
in
a lot
something?
of track, but what hurt me the most was that restart after the stage had ended. It's just, these restarts are so hard, and when you spin the tires or when someone in front of you spins the tires, it's hard to recover. So to be able to get 5th is really good, especially at a track that I'm not known to be good at. So I'm just happy that the car was good, and I survived that last restart to keep my top 5. So.
Well, it's a pretty wild show indeed, but congratulations on your 5th place finish, Ryan Parsons, and we'll see you next week at Talladega.
All right, thank you guys. See you at Dega.
Yeah, and Spencer Boyce giving the thumbs up in the chat. And speaking of which, we have to go back and listen to that audio with a couple laps to go. Because apparently something was said, or there was a bit of an exchange between the 7 and a few other guys. I believe I will go ahead and... Go ahead, bro. Why? Because I mean, I'm sure the people want to hear it. So let's see what we can hear here.
If it's music to my ears, it sounds like Daft Punk with that robot shit.
Fuck your shitty fucking internet, Spencer. Get out of McDonald's, go home, use your home Wi-Fi. Stop using that free fucking Wi-Fi you use. You lag every fucking race. I can't take it. I try to push you and I get pushed back. You're fucking trash.
You honestly.
Alright, then I won't show up for Talladega. How's that?
Sounds
good.
That's fine.
No.
That's fine.
There's about 2 people in here that would really enjoy that.
Actually, yeah.
What, being at my funeral?
What are you
Dude, what the actual fuck?
What is that? Can I pick your music?
That's fucking rude.
I won't give you
Now we're lose all kinds of position because of Spencer's fucking rant here.
My family won't give you a discount if you're looking for one.
Who's that on the front stretch? That you remix?
Yeah, for the fucking...
Sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to.
Didn't know there was a Whitman's Mercury.
It's not Whitman's, but yes.
Oh, close
That's
enough,
awfully.
right? Hopefully.
I really want to know what he has in that
Holy
fucking
shit,
car.
what a draft.
Okay, that fucked me.
Listen, I have
Sure what was
practiced
going on.
probably 4 days out of the last 7.
No, sorry, S'more. Sorry, freak. Trying not to.
I have
hell,
practiced for
freaking
every
12.
fucking scenario, and this was one of them.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm out. I'm quitting.
no.
Oh my god.
Bullshit.
Amos just
No.
What the fuck?
Okay,
It did
don't
what
hit
it
the
did
wall
the
straight away.
37 car.
I tried. I can't get
Of course. Out of all laps it does it to me. It's the last lap where I'm in top 10 because it did what it did in 37.
See, it's weird. I can't explain it.
Good battle, holy shit.
Great job. Fucking try to pass
That
me on
is
the
a
front
nice
straight, man.
crossover
Damn.
here. Great job, Tegan.
Yeah, I tried to slow up in front of you, but you got the run.
Congrats on 100, Tegan. Great work.
Thanks, Ron.
Well, the reason I'm not laughing about Spencer's reaction is because I want to see what freaking happened.
my head. How about that?
Again, I think that's a suspension. I'm just saying that right now. That should be a suspension. That's just my opinion. Can't be saying that shit right there. That's way too dark. Like, come on, man. You're a grown up there. Like, this is not even a joke. No better.
Well, okay. Okay, world peace, and at least you didn't raise love.
Well, we're looking strongly at world peace. I can end the war in 30 minutes.
You have also I can add in 30 minutes.
Dude, stop.
Let's see.
Stop. You're actually pissing me off with this, bro. Because you're mad, you want to because I was so close to crashing out. That was
30 minutes? What is he doing?
By the way, JV,
my car on? That's a long time.
By the way, JV, I lied.
Oh my god.
So, okay, Spencer lagged right there. Before we're going on.
Oh my god.
Oh my lord. Yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't be laughing at that, but I mean, it's stuff like this is a very common occurrence, both in the race chat and in the Discord chat with Spencer saying stuff like that. But man, that is dark. I mean, he has to. Well, I mean, we can. I mean, yeah, we're used to him, raging and all that stuff. But I mean, and I know he does do those kind of threats and whatnot. But I mean, come on, man. It's just a 4-year-old copy paste game that's on its last legs. We shouldn't really be saying stuff like that. But
it's not that deep.
Yeah. It's like, I would say it's about as shallow as a kiddie pool. But, yeah, anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and call stream here. But final thoughts on the race. What did you think?
Sorry. Went as expected. I wasn't anticipating all those cautions, but at the end of the day, myself and probably you as well, kind of pictured that 4-car in victory lane, and that's exactly what we got. He worked for it, definitely, but
yeah, well, I mean, for this one, it was definitely cautions breed cautions, but it was Tegan Jones that was able to stay ahead was able to stay ahead of all of that, and he got his 100th career CFRL win, and that is definitely the biggest milestone in this league so far, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
But and as we look ahead a little bit, the midweek guys are coming off of their off week, and they're getting ready to start their playoffs, which I believe is Kansas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because I know it was originally going to be a dirt race at I believe Jefferson, but I believe they changed it around.
Boy, am I glad they changed that.
Actually, it's Richmond that starts the playoffs for midweek, and the high draft truck race at Kansas will be race 2. So that's what we have there, and of course next week we're going to be at the place, Talladega, as we conclude the Johnson round of the Cup Series playoffs, which again should be another very crazy race because it is Talladega and anything can happen. But until then, we'd like to thank you all for watching tonight. Don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you Wednesday for the start of the 2024 Midweek Series playoffs at Richmond and the conclusion of the Johnson round at Talladega. Until then, have a good night.